Hi, this is Robert Jean here in my kitchen again. I was just talking to a couple of friends of mine, and they're psychologists, and they were talking about how eutaptics, FasterEFT has a good mix of a lot of different therapies, all in one good system. And of course, my work over the years, of course, I've started out with in the early days, started out with NLP in '94. And over the years, studied NLP for years, and then EFT in '99, became a master practitioner of Sylvia Hartman in 2005. And of course, I've been evolving my system I now call eutaptics, FasterEFT trainings. And some of the things that I have developed over the years because of practicing with people, trying to figure out how the brain works, how people are actually creating their problems, what's happening inside the mind, and also how to create shifts. And so what's really cool is that now we have a system that is addressing the neuroplasticity of the mind and how the mind actually processes information, using a lot of actually proven techniques, not only with tapping. Tapping definitely has good research that supports what we're doing, but also there's a lot of stuff like hypnotherapy, hypnosis, self-hypnosis, because my years of study of hypnosis and understanding what is hypnosis, how does trance work, and how we are self-hypnotizing ourselves into having problems or into successes, and breaking these things down to make it where it's streamlined and also help you, the individual, to solve your own problems. Because my whole goal is to empower you, the individual, to educate you, to show you how you're actually very successful of creating what you currently have today, and also how to create something better tomorrow, which is my whole goal, is to empower individuals. So some of the things that were shared with me, because I wrote it down, it said schema therapy, which basically imagery rescripting, rewriting the internal memories, which is basically memory reconsolidation, how the mind actually holds memory, and the nuances, which is the subtleties inside the brain, which is where I use the understanding of the NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and that's internal structure of what you're actually doing inside yourself. But not only that, but even looking at the physical mechanics of the mind. A lot of people, we talk about, being hijacked by the amygdala, or how the hippocampus and all this stuff, and it puts you into a state, it's almost like you have two brains, you have the conscious brain and the unconscious brain. Well, the deal is knowing how to, the process that's happening from inside yourself, not only the mechanics of the hippocampus and how it utilizes its internal resources, but a lot of people don't really understand what's going on. The amygdala, actually, what I would call, is the librarian, and it organizes everything, but also it brings everything into right now, which is also puts you into a weird state, a hypnotic state, and then you act and perform, and you don't even know why you do it. This is how the brain is actually operating. So what we're now doing with the understanding of the unconscious, creating internal shifts. You can hear my, my computer in the other room playing. So anyway, what we're doing is we're training individuals how to be neuroplasticians. Of course, neuroplasticity of the mind is always growing and learning, and you can also grow and learn how to be even worse off than what you are if you do certain things. Knowing how to collapse the bad memories, the bad hypnosis, and changing the mind. So there's a lot of pieces we use. Gestalt therapy, understanding how we have the different parts within ourselves. Now, of course, you'll know a good system if what they do is they bring you into wholeness and completeness. Now, if they divide the self up, you're gonna have a problem here, because that means it's still them doing it to you, or your past doing it to you, which is not healthy. What we want to do is create an empowered human being. So, safe place memory, that's in schema therapy, which means we have the happy memory, we have the feel goods, and we have the positive affirmations within the self. And then, of course, ACT, acceptance, commitment therapy, what we have within it, we have mindfulness of hypnosis, of emotions, mindfulness of our sensations in our body. Mindfulness is what we're actually doing. This is like mindfulness on steroids, direct mindfulness, how you do and what you do within you. And you don't need to go and do an hour worth of meditation if you understand how the mind works. And that means it will create sensations and feelings. The amygdala is zapping you with a trigger from the outside. Knowing how to change that trigger brings you harmony and back to what's really real now. And noticing inside your mind, what are you doing? You got a picture? You got sounds? You got sensations? You smell or taste something? This is what the unconscious, the amygdala, is actually bringing to the present moment, and you don't even know what's happening. You know, so the amygdala is not hijacking you, but it is trying to keep you safe, built from unpleasantries of your past. So understanding the mechanics of the mind is what we're now training in with the eutaptics mind system. Guided imagery, we definitely do guided imagery. We understand what hypnosis is. Hypnosis is what you do all the time. Hypnosis is like you drive to work and you arrive, you don't remember how you got there. Hypnosis is when you're sitting inside your mind and you're thinking and replaying a memory, you actually go into a trance. And the quality of the trance that you go into will determine the quality of life you have. And so what we want to do is dehypnotize you or rewrite your programming, make peace with the unconscious, take control of the amygdala and its whole system by understanding what you're doing inside your head. And you can change that. That's the reason why you can see in my videos, we're talking about major PTSD, severe trauma, and we can collapse it, rewrite the neurology, and be at peace with it within minutes. Now, of course, there are some complexity with memories, and of course, you take two people, one person have a lifetime of PTSD, and some just have instances, and we can change both, but some will take a little bit more because of internal creation and internal memories that we use. So we use that. Definitely, you know, with the understanding that tapping is very effective, neuro-linguistic programming, and understanding the neuroplasticity of the mind, which is mental mechanics. Actually, we're creating behavioral engineers, neuroplasticians, and of course, we use aversion therapy, and also we do a lot of different things all at one time, depending on the quality of the memories and what we're addressing. Knowing how to change your mind means you can change your life, because, you know, you heard the cliche, change your mind, change your life. Well, we've made it simple. I mean, we can change memories within minutes, and depending on the quality of the memory and how much resources you have. So I want to invite you to come learn more about the mind. And you know, the interesting thing, you know, we use a tapping process, and the reason why it's so effective, because it's how the brain works. Thought, feeling happens that fast, because the amygdala makes it happen. And when you understand how to fire two things off at once, we call it bad-good collapse. All of a sudden, your problem isn't a problem. Neurologically, we're going right to the source, which is inside your brain, and your brain will rewrite itself. Or we also have a lot of processes, 6 basic ways to rewrite your memories. One of them, spontaneous reimprints. That means when you're just tapping, all of a sudden the mind changes it. And then, of course, there's also mental mechanics. That means there's certain ways that we know how to rewrite your story. So we have a lot of seminars coming up. So we do have several seminars coming up. We got a Heal Your Body seminar coming up in Brisbane or Queensland. And we also have another one planned for later on this year in September in Las Vegas, Heal Your Body. And if you haven't seen the testimonials of the individuals' lives and physical health has changed because of my work, because of the art of change, because of understanding the plasticity of the mind, understanding mental mechanics, understanding that it's really you doing it to you and how you do it, and we give you the process. So if you want to change your life, I'm telling you, this is the system. This is neuroplasticity on steroids. It gets to the business. It shows you how to do it quickly and show you how to get control of your life. We do have an online level 1 training course, which is basically how to change yourself, which is the foundation which I use to build the rest of my system on. That means how to change your life, how to change your mind. And we're creating practitioners, neuroplasticians, behavioral engineers, eutaptics, FasterEFT trained people to help you change your life. And so if you need help, FasterEFT.com, Come check us out. Watch my videos. You know I have the answer for you, and your life can be totally different by changing yourself. This is Robert Smith here in the great state of Oklahoma, and come and see us. Talk to you later. Peace.